Just when you thought Microsoft Copilot branding and licensing could not get any more confusing, Microsoft basically said, hold my beer. Because starting on April 15th, if you're a large organization with over 2,000 Microsoft 365 seats and your users do not have a Microsoft 365 Copilot license, they're about to lose AI functionality inside Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and OneNote. This is not just a naming change. This is not just Microsoft making branding easier. Some of the Copilot experiences that your users may already rely on is about to disappear unless you spend $30 per user per month. In this video, I'm going to break down the two recent Message Center posts where the IDs are on the screen here, and I'll tell you what it means depending on the size of your organization. Let's get started. On March 17th, Microsoft published two different Message Center posts depending on whether your organization has under or over 2,000 Microsoft 365 seats. Now, the impact is very different depending on which side of that line you fall on. So let me walk you through both. If your organization has over 2,000 Microsoft 365 seats. Well, if that's the case, starting on April 15th, users that do not have a Microsoft 365 Copilot license will lose access to Copilot inside Word, PowerPoint, Excel, and OneNote. You know that free version? Let me show it to you here on a user without a license. You can see even if I don't have a Microsoft 365 Copilot license, I can still use Copilot inside Word. Yes, it doesn't have WorkIQ grounding. It's grounded in the web and the current document, but I can still use this for free, and this was kind of cool. But now, if you're in a big organization, that experience is going away in those apps. Copilot Chat will still remain available in the Microsoft 365 Copilot app. It will remain available in Outlook with email and calendar context, which is really important. And interestingly enough, users can still access the Word, Excel, and PowerPoint agents from the Microsoft 365 Copilot app. So it will really just disappear from inside those Microsoft 365 applications. This experience will be branded Copilot Chat Basic, which, by the way, is the current name that Microsoft has today. So from a branding perspective, nothing will change for you. Microsoft in the Message Center said it's a change, but yeah, that's how it's currently named. Now, my take on this is that I think this is a huge loss for organizations that were slowly starting to adopt AI using that free Copilot Chat experience. You know, the users that were just starting to get used to leveraging it inside the apps they already work in every day. So I felt like it was a great starting point for them. It was getting them to start learning AI, learning Copilot. So when they finally got that $30 per user per month license, they were already productive from day one. They didn't need that whole adoption and training cycle. But now that on-ramp is being removed. Now, if your organization has less than 2,000 Microsoft 365 seats, the impact is much smaller. Copilot in Word, Excel, and PowerPoint will remain available for users without a Microsoft 365 Copilot license under what Microsoft calls standard access. Now, standard access is a new term and it comes with some limitations. Microsoft says that it's subject to service capacity and may vary throughout the day. So some of the capabilities that may vary throughout the day, but it's not limited to this, are file upload, image generation, voice features, models, and advanced reasoning. So even during the day or from one day to another, you might see stuff appear or disappear. And in practice, this means really that during periods of high demand, access to those Copilot capabilities might be temporarily restricted. And the quality and performance of some capabilities may vary throughout the day depending on the service availability. I'll give you an example. Let's say that it's currently busy during the day. Microsoft might switch you to an older model to answer your prompts instead of using the latest one, which would be reserved for paying customers. Some features like Voice in Copilot will remain only available to users with the full premium license. I'll add a link in the description below which covers the details, but if you're a smaller organization, you basically get to keep Copilot in those apps, but Microsoft is making it clear that you might get limited, you might get throttled. It's not the same as the full premium experience, and not only about the grounding, about the availability as well. And this experience will be named Microsoft 365 Copilot Basic. Now, with the new names, the idea, at least in theory, is that users and admins will be able to see more clearly what kind of Copilot experience they have. So, users with a Microsoft 365 Copilot license will see M365 Copilot Premium. Users in tenants under 2,000 seats without a license will see M365 Copilot Basic, and unlicensed users in tenants with over 2,000 seats will see Copilot Chat Basic. Now, I'll be a bit honest here. I don't think we needed more new names. I feel like this will get so much more complicated to explain an already complicated product offering, but that's just my opinion. And I do want to remind you that this does not affect any users that already have a Microsoft 365 Copilot license. This only applies to unlicensed users. Now, here is something that I think is worth calling out. Back in December, Microsoft announced a price increase for Microsoft 365 commercial subscriptions starting July 2026. And one of the justifications they gave for that price hike was the addition of Copilot Chat capabilities in the Microsoft 365 Copilot suite. The blog post specifically highlighted how they brought secure AI chat for work to all M365 users, including Copilot Chat in Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, and OneNote. So it does feel a bit odd that large organizations are now losing that exact Copilot experience inside Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and OneNote for unlicensed users, while the price increase for M365 will still be there. I'm very curious to see how Microsoft will address this, especially again for those bigger organizations, because you're paying more and getting less of that free AI experience compared to smaller customers. So looking forward about what Microsoft will say about that. And something else, again, this is just my thoughts and first opinions. I think that Microsoft should have made that distinction much clearer from the start. It was already confusing to explain to customers that yes, even without a Microsoft 365 Copilot license, they could still see Copilot in some apps and use the current document as context, but they were not getting the full M365 Copilot experience, even if it was the same logo. So for me, this seems like Microsoft is trying to correct course and cut costs a bit and draw a much clearer line between the free or basic experience and the premium one. But again, I am kind of a bit confused, and I find it a bit funny and sad at the same time that this is one of the first cases where larger Microsoft 365 environments actually give you fewer free features. Usually it's the small businesses that suffer most, or you have features like the Copilot Analytics where you need to have at least 50 M365 Copilot licenses to unlock them, and many small businesses don't even have 50 employees, but this time it's the larger organizations getting punished. And I also wonder about, edge cases. Imagine being at 1,995 seats, you hire 10 more people, and suddenly you cross that threshold. And now everybody loses the free AI features in Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and OneNote. So I know it's maybe not a common scenario, but still an interesting one to think about. This is it for this quick update video. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. How do you think Microsoft 365 Copilot licensing and availability should work? Are you impacted by this change? I really look forward to reading you in the comments below, and make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel for more Microsoft 365 news and tutorials. On the screen right now, you'll see another video that I think you will love that will help you get up to date on Microsoft 365. Thank you again for watching, and I hope I'll see you in the next one.